just yet, cowboy.
As when old Father Nihilus begins to swell with timely pride above the Egyptian vale, his fatty waves do fertile slime out well, and overflow each plain and lowly dale. But when his later spring begins to avail, huge heaps of mud he leaves, wherein there breed 10,000 kinds of creatures, partly male and partly female of his fruitful seed. Such ugly monstrous shapes elsewhere may no man read. The same so sore annoyed has the knight, that well nigh choked with the deadly stink his forces fail, nay can no longer fight, whose courage, when the fiend perceived to shrink, she poured forth out of her hellish sink her fruitful cursed spawn of serpents small, deformed monsters, foul and black as ink, which swarming all about his legs did crawl, and him encumbered sore, but could not hurt at all. As gentle shepherd in sweet eventide, when ruddy Phoebus gins to welkin west, high on a hill his flock to view in wide, marks which do bite their hasty supper best. A cloud of cumbrous gnats do him molest, all striving to infix their feeble stings, that from their annoyance he nowhere can rest, but with his clownish hands their tender wings he brusheth oft, and oft doth mar their murmurings. Thus ill bestead, and fearful more of shame than of the certain peril he stood in, half furious unto his foe he came, resolved in mind all suddenly to win, or soon to lose, before he once would win, and stroke at her with more than manly force, that from her body full of filthy sin he raft her hateful head without remorse. A stream of coal-black blood forth gushed from her course. Her scattered brood, soon as their parent deer they saw so rudely falling to the ground, groaning full deadly, all with troublous fear, gathered themselves about her body round, weening their wonted entrance to have found at her wide mouth. But being there withstood, they flocked all about her bleeding wound, and sucked up their dying mother's blood, making her death their life, and eke her hurt their good. That detestable sight him much amazed, to see the unkindly imps of heaven accursed divorce their dam, on whom while so he gazed, having all satisfied their bloody thirst, their bellies swoln he saw with fullness burst, and bowels gushing forth. Well worthy end of such as drunk her life, the which them nursed. Now needeth him no longer labor spend, his foes have slain themselves, with whom he should contend. His lady seeing all, that chanced from far approached in haste to greet his victory, and said, Fair knight, born under happy star, who see your vanquished foes before you lie, well worthy be you of that armory wherein ye have great glory won this day, improved your strength on a strong enemy, your first adventure. Many such I pray, and henceforth ever wish, that like succeed it may. Then mounted he upon his steed again, and with the lady backward sought to win that path he kept, which beaten was most plain. Nay, ever would to any byway bend, but still did follow one unto the end, the which at last out of the wood them brought. So forward on his way, with God to friend, he passed forth, and new adventure sought. Long way he travelled, before he heard of aught. At length they chanced to meet upon the way an aged sire, in long black weeds a-clad, his feet all bare, his beard all hoary grey, and by his belt his book he hanging had. Sober he seemed, and very sagely sad, and to the ground his eyes were lowly bent, simple in shew, and void of malice bad, and all the way he prayed, as he went, and often knocked his breast as one that did repent.
Introducing the amazing rocket head. You know what the deal is, dude. Excuse me, Napoleon, but I gotta know why I gotta stand